back to VAR Room, where Americans talk soccer. I'm your co-host today, Idris, alongside me, June. How you doing today, June?
Football.
Thank you to all our subscribers, and make sure you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Today, we're going to be talking about game week 6 in the Premier League. How do you feel game week 6 went, June?
Ooh, what a terrific weekend. It's going great. It's going great. We still got a couple of games left. We have Aston Villa. Actually, Aston Villa already happened, right? Versus Leeds.
Yeah,
That was a crazy game.
Yeah, we have Wolves and Newcastle going on now. Arsenal, Leicester later today. In West Brom on Monday, and Burnley versus Spuds on Monday too.
Just wait until tomorrow's game. Tomorrow, Burnley, easy dub for us. But anyways, let's get back to our topic, which is the weekend match day, week 6. Week 6, right?
Yeah.
Week 6 review.
First game we should talk about is probably Aston Villa versus Leeds. Patrick Bamford, man.
I have a lot to say about this game. You know, Villa coming up from the 4-game winning streak against Sheffield, Liverpool, the previous champion, Leicester, and they all had lopsided victories against Liverpool and Leicester, and they also beat Fulham. And Leeds are coming from a devastating loss from Wolves, 1-0. They took a terrible, unlucky deflection. The shot from Raul Jimenez went into the goal, and all it takes is one lucky shot, and there you go. Wolves takes the game, and this is a great win for Wolves. Was a great win for Wolves, and it really started off the Portuguese squad up and running, I would say. However, on the Villa and Leeds side, Villa, they started off well, but Patrick Bamford, this was his dream match. This is a dream match that he's always been dreaming of. Like his long journey, he was loaned out to 6 other clubs after getting signed from Chelsea. He spent most of the time in Championship League, and he was back in Premier League, I think twice with Middlesbrough and Crystal Palace, but he did not have any significant impact. But now he's back with Leeds. Last time he scored a hat-trick was against Leeds, but this time it's for Leeds. What a great moment for him. He's already scored 6 goals and 2 assists in 6 games already, and last season he scored 16 goals and 4 assists last season. So he's on form right now. And Bielsa, he's really trusting this guy. We can see a previous game, couple of games, he was not doing well, but he always puts Bamford on the front, and bam, now he exploded. All he needed was that 1 goal, 1 strike. That was going to boost his confidence. What a strike, the first goal, being in the right spot. And I would say his goal just got better and better from 1 to 3. First goal, nice positioning, and nice goal. Emi Martinez couldn't do anything about that after saving the first shot. Second goal, he saw the opening, mid-range shot into the right top corner. Emi Martinez couldn't even move. And third goal, even better. He was surrounded by 4 or 5 defenders, and he saw the opening in the top left corner. Boom, with a small flick with his left foot, and just goes in like that. So I can see that confidence is increasing in Bamford. It just progresses from first goal to third goal. And Emi Martinez is a top-class goalie. We all know that, and he's kept clean sheets for previous games. And he just couldn't do anything about that. And wow, Helder Costa too in Leeds. What a great player. And Leeds overall lineup looks very, very dangerous. Even the defenders click. Polish national, I believe he's also looking very dangerous. He's taking mid-range shots. And what a great moment and great glorious day for Patrick Bamford and Leeds. So happy for him. I think Leeds are on the rise. They're definitely on the lookout. What are your thoughts, Idris?
Bamford gonna shag you, mate. You man. he won't shag you, mate. But
Idris, tell the users about your story with Bamford and your fantasy league. How it'll happen.
Bamford is carrying my fantasy right now. I've trusted him since day one. You know, I've had him. I didn't trade him all week. Even the weeks he's been shit, but it paid off that I kept him.
It's paid off.
because like everybody probably traded him and got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, which we'll discuss in the Everton game, and he had 17 touches today's game, which is shocking for somebody
Play
that's
full
such
time
good for.
too.
Yeah, but back to the Leeds game. I think it was a great win for Leeds. Aston Villa just looked lost. They couldn't keep up with Leeds' intensity, and like you said, those 3 goals from Bamford were world class. And I think if someone else, like a bigger player, like a big name player, scored those goals, everybody will be talking about it. But because
Yeah.
it's Bamford, he plays for Leeds, no one's talking about it. But those were world class strikes. First goal, amazing. The curler, amazing. Like, put 2 goalkeepers in the post, they won't save any of those goals. Just world class from him.
Right.
And hopefully he kicks on. Leeds have this intensity, and teams can't really keep up with them. I mean, we saw it against Man City. They brought it to Man City. They took a point. They were unfortunate to lose to Liverpool, but again, they brought that intensity. So
Yeah.
Leeds are on the rise, and
They
Aston
look
Villa, they've had a
fantastic.
good, yeah. It's like they've been in the Premier League for like the past 5 seasons.
I think they're
But
in third in the division now, which is pretty crazy.
yeah, they went down to fourth today after
Okay.
the game. But yeah, they're doing great. Aston Villa, I think, uh, probably their luck is running out, but they've done great so far, and it's still early on in the season, so hopefully we can see what they bring. And I think I'm liking the table right now. The only big team that's really in the top 4 is Liverpool. The rest is Everton, Aston Villa, Leeds, and that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
The
it's
Premier League is back. All right,
what
on
a
to the
weird
next game.
what a weird start to our beginning of the season. Like
I'm
I would have never thought
I'm
this would
loving
happen.
I'm loving it actually. Not like last season. But on to the next game, we have West Ham versus Man City. What are your thoughts?
Ooh, Antonio with the crazy bicycle kick to start off a lead for Hammers. What a goal. What a goal. Antonio's on form. He's scored 3 goals in 6 games, and he's looking dangerous for Hammers. He's like the key, crucial starting lineup that David Moyes is implementing currently. And he's looking great. His team's looking great. They got the momentum from the Spurs tie 3-3. What a comeback. What a shot from Lanzini. Probably the goal of the season. And Man City, on the other hand, though, only Cancelo looked dangerous and Foden. Cancelo on the left side, Hammers couldn't do anything about that and kept opening it up. And Foden finally scores from Cancelo's assist. So definitely Hammers got to improve on the defending side. On the right side, I think Buffal was the one that's defending Cancelo. He could do a little better job next time. But Man City overall, man, they couldn't start De Bruyne because he was coming back from an injury. And look at them without Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus, and yeah, they're just
A
missing a
half
lot of
a
players.
half fit Aguero. He came off at halftime. I think because
Right.
of an injury again.
But yeah, like exactly. They just look empty without these key players. They look like a complete different team, struggling with mid-level teams right now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to be the future for this team. I don't think they're going to win this title at this pace unless they do something, unless they keep on track.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this Man City team is that they've spent how much on their defense, and they're still conceding goals, but world class from Antonio. He's way too. I think he told what's his name, Diaz, their new center back. He was like, "Welcome to the Premier League." If you look at the goal back, he kind of uses his strength to keep Diaz behind him so he doesn't like get in front
Power.
of him. Power, pure power. And Diaz, he looks lost. He probably wasn't used to this in his farmers league where he was at. But welcome to the Premier League. Power and the technique to finish that, incredible. And again, I think this should be talked about more. But again, he's not playing for a top team, so nobody's really talking about it. But Man City
Right.
look very shaky. Like you said, without their main stars, De Bruyne, like West Ham just congested it. Like they didn't have that person that can do a defense split and pass. And like when Foden came on, he was more direct. He was taking it to them. I think
Yeah.
Cancelo had a great game. Sterling had some chances to steal the game, but good goalkeeping from what's his name, Fabianski. So Man City needs to step it up. I mean, they have probably the most expensive squad in England, and they're just not convincing. I think Guardiola looks lost. He probably misses Mikel Arteta too much, but he honestly looks pretty lost right now.
He
And I think
absolutely looks clueless right now.
it's not working for him, and the injuries aren't helping him either. Like he looks clueless. So hopefully they can get back to their form, but the way they're playing, it's going to be a rough season for them.
Definitely, they're in like 11th place or 12th place right now in Premier League table,
They're
which is
13th,
13th. Wow, that's
but
shocking.
they have a game in hand though, so but that's still you expect them
Mhm.
to win all of these games they've played.
Yeah, let's see what holds for Manchester City in the next game.
All right, on to Fulham Crystal Palace. I personally didn't watch this game yesterday. I think I was a little tired, but seems like a good win for Crystal Palace. 2-1. They got Riedewald and Zaha on the score sheets, and Canary scored for Fulham, and Kamara got a red card in the 88th minute.
Mhm.
So what are your thoughts on that?
It was a good game for Palace, I would say, with the 10 injured players for Palace right now. And Zaha, man, Zaha carries a team. The first goal was a no-look pass to a player, I forgot his name, but it was a new signing. First goal for him in the Premier League, and it was a great pass. It was 90% pass, all made from Zaha. And I think Zaha scored the second goal as well. But Crystal
Yeah,
Palace is like, I don't know what they're gonna do without Zaha. Like he is saving Crystal Palace right now. He is the savior for Crystal Palace right now. So, but overall, good game. As long as Zaha stays healthy and on form, I think Palace is a threat to this season. I think Palace is also doing very well. I think they're fourth place, I believe,
sixth.
sixth place. Still very good. So yeah, good game for them. And Fulham, man, Lookman is looking sharp though. Lookman, I think if he steps it up a little more, and other players help him can score a goal. Lookman, I think signing from Leipzig, I think they're gonna survive this season if they do that.
Yeah, Fulham are pretty shocking. Their coach Scott Parker, I think the first time I saw him, I was like, is he a manager or a model? He cleans up nice. He puts on a nice suit, looks pretty classy, but they've won 0 of their 6 games. They've only taken a point from the first 6 games, which is really bad. Again, they're just coming up from the championship. I think the Premier League has taught them it's like, y'all need to be on your game, and they're struggling right now. And like you said, Crystal Palace, Zaha, world class player. He did
Yeah,
it against Manchester United. He keeps doing it, and man, he what a player he is. And if he stays fit and he stays in form, he basically is carrying Crystal Palace, and his back is going to hurt for most of the season because
mm-hmm.
the trickery, his pace, his skill, probably one of the best one-on-one dribblers in the
That's
game
right.
in the Premier League right now. You show him either side, he's decent with his left, he's decent with his right, and he's just a world-class player. And players like these, like they get recognition, but I feel like they don't get that enough recognition because they're playing for these teams. Like I think Zaha fits into a top team. I think he fits into an Arsenal team. He fits into a Manchester United team. Possibly he can fit into a Man City team. Really, he gives that S that Mahrez has, but just on the opposite flank. So the way Mahrez does takes the player one on one and he shoots. I think Zaha can do the same thing. So he's a great player that fits in a lot of top teams for me.
I could see that. Um, do you know when Zaha's transfer window opens?
He has been begging to join Arsenal. He literally has been on his knees, but Crystal Palace are not selling for anything less than 100 million. And Arsenal, we can't afford 100 million. We're
Yeah,
broke.
Arsenal's been broke for a long time, dude.
We've always been broke.
Always been broke. But Zaha, man,
Hey,
yeah, I could definitely see him at Manchester United, and I could see him leaving for a bigger club, I would say, because he wants to win the title.
he was at a bigger club. He was a United player, but it just didn't click for him. So
He should be
they sold
playing in
him.
Champions League and Europa or whatever, bigger tournaments. His
Yeah,
talent.
but let's see how far he can carry Crystal Palace. On to the next, probably one of the most boring games this weekend. Manchester United versus Chelsea 0-0. Thoughts?
It was pretty much Mendy's highlight. That was it. It was Mandy versus Man United. Chelsea looked clueless. Man, I don't know how long it's going to take for Frank Lampard to figure his lineup out, but they looked clueless. Man U, they had so many chances. I think they should have won this game. Rashford had a couple chances that he missed, but Mandy, man, what a great signing, and I think he's going to have a great season. And yeah, he made one simple mistake, which he did a back pass earlier, almost that went in to the goal. Other than that, he saved a lot of possible goals. So yeah, I would say that was Mendy's night. What about you, Jess?
Yeah. Do you think if Kepa Arrizabalaga was in goal, he saves those? Honestly,
At currently with Kepa's, what's going through Kepa's mentality and what the media is saying and what he's going through, it's a lot. It's a lot for him. And I don't know. I don't think he would have saved this. Like the one save that Mendy had his legs out and saved a possible goal. I think that was, yeah, I don't think Kepa can do that right now. I think he just needs more time and regroup and start competing with Mendy and other goalies. And I think he'll be back. He'll be back.
yeah, possibly. I think he saves probably 2 of the 3 chances. The one with the feet, I don't think he saves that one, like you said. But Kepa is a good keeper. He's a good reaction goalkeeper. But the goalkeeper position demands a lot more these days. Got to be good with your feet, and he's not that commanding. So,
Right.
but on the game, I think, like you said, Lampard just, I don't know. It's like they're like, well, here's a whole bunch of money, do whatever you want, and he bought a whole bunch of attacking players without necessarily knowing how they'll fit into his system.
Yeah.
And it just looks like he doesn't know where to really, like, how to get the best out of them. I think Werner was shocking. I think he
Yeah.
had one chance. He was shocked he was lost in the game. Havertz also, same thing, still getting bullied. Like, come on, man. Like, you're a tall player. You can't be getting bullied like that. Like, hit the gym, bulk up. Like, I think Pulisic was a bright one for Chelsea. Him and Ben Chilwell, I think they had a fairly decent game. Uh, Jorginho was kind of quiet. But I think as a Manchester United fan, or Manchester United fans, they'll be pretty impressed. I think Man U played some really good football, actually,
Mm-hmm.
considering like they didn't have some people in the team. So like no Martial, no Greenwood, Pogba didn't start. I think they played really good football. And like you said, Mendy kept Chelsea in the game.
Yeah.
Rashford should have had 2 goals. I think
Yeah.
from a Manchester United point of view, they played really well. Chelsea were shocking, and Man U kind of took it to them. It's like the win in Paris during the week gave them some confidence. But my
Yeah.
question with the Manchester United team is, what does Donny van de Beek have to do to start a game? He didn't come in as a sub
Yeah.
yesterday. And looking back at his team, Ajax, and this is kind of off topic, they just won 13-0, I think, that
Oh,
same day yesterday. And
Traore, dude.
he could have been part of that team. Like he didn't really come to Manchester United to sit on the bench. I don't think so. And it's just like, how does Ole incorporate him? Because I think he brings a lot more to certain games. Like Dan James yesterday just looked clueless. He's like a headless chicken with like speed of the Flash. He didn't really do
Yeah,
anything for me.
I saw
He
that.
didn't do anything for me. And I think Ole waited too long. I think Fred didn't have the best of games either. I mean, he had that bite in midfield, but like creativity wise, I don't think he had a great game. So I think Van de Beek could have played better with Scotty T playing as the like defensive midfielder. I think
Mhm.
he got some things wrong, but they didn't lose and they were the better team on the day. But there's some things you just have to question. Cavani comes in and literally with his first touch, he almost scores, and his movement
That,
was insane. It was just insane for that. And it's like,
that,
that's
that
a
little
world
flick.
class striker.
That
Yeah,
little
world
flick.
class striker. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think right now it's interesting that these both teams played each other because their fans are like, they don't really want them. They want both the managers out because they don't see their philosophy or what they're really doing. And I think on the day, I think Ole won that one versus Lampard because Lampard just looked lost. He didn't know what to really do with his team. So pretty boring game to watch as a neutral, but like on the individual teams, if you're a fan of Manchester United, you feel like you should have won that game.
Chelsea had a way stronger lineup. He had all the players healthy, and like you said, Dan James, he looked clueless on the pitch that day. And Van de Beek, he's a great player, and I think Manchester United is overplaying Bruno Fernandes. Remember what happened with Ozil when he was playing with Wenger? They pretty much used him so much, he got worn out, and he just wasn't the same after. So I hope
It's
that
true.
doesn't happen with Bruno Fernandes. I think there's a good opportunity for him where Ole should definitely play him more, subbing in Van de Beek for Bruno and try to run some other rotations and see what he can do, because we just haven't seen Van de Beek too much in Man United. He had a great debut goal, and after that I thought he was gonna start and see more of him, but just haven't been that way. But I definitely want to see more of some consistency in Manchester United lineup. And yeah, I just got to feel for Van de Beek. He was the ace player in Ajax, going to quarter, I think semi or quarter in Champions League. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just got to feel for him, man.
All right. Let us know your thoughts on the games we've talked about so far in the comments below. Next game is Liverpool versus Sheffield. What are your thoughts on that game?
Ooh. First of all, Sheffield first goal penalty by Berg shouldn't have been a penalty. Fabinho had a clean tackle inside the penalty box. He touched the ball first. The player went down, but I don't know. Like, check out our episode on VAR. I don't think that should have been a penalty. It was a clean tackle, ball first contact, and yeah, they just gave it easy like that for Sheffield. And still Liverpool came up with the 2-1 victory. Bobby Firmino with the equalizer, and final goal by Mohamed Salah. Or
It was Jota. Salah's goal was offside.
oh yeah, Jota. Yeah, Salah's goal was offside. Yeah, that was a. And Salah also hit the post too, which was a
Yeah.
great shot. So overall, I think it was a great game. And Sheffield, I don't know what happened to them. Like McBurney, he should do a better job finishing. Um, my microphone got disconnected for a second. But McBurney had a lot of chances. He should have scored. And Sheffield looks kind of confused right now. Oh man, I think they look clueless right now. They got to figure something out until this continues. They're in the bottom of the table, right next to Fulham and West Brom, and it's not looking good for them. But Liverpool without Van Dijk, it's still a challenge. Joe Gomez is there. He's a great player, but Van Dijk, he's on another level. But we'll see how Joe Gomez and other center backs will turn out. The Greek signing, Tsimikas, I think he's still injured, but I want to see more of him, how he plays. But yeah, Liverpool's looking good. I think they're back on track. What about you, Dris?
I think it was a good game, like you said. I think they made it tough for Liverpool, even though Liverpool came back with a 2-1 win. I think Sheffield, the loss is pretty harsh on them because, like you
Yeah.
said, McBurney needs to learn how to finish. He had a few chances to kill it off, but again, they had Alisson back in goal, and he made some great saves. But on today, Sheffield didn't make it easy for Liverpool. Made it pretty hard to break down. And again, they didn't have Van Dijk, and the defense is like, it's not as solid how it used to be. Because like if someone makes a mistake, Van Dijk is there to clean it up, but they
Yeah.
didn't have that. So, and back to the penalty, I think it was a foul, but not a penalty because it was just right on the edge because
Oh,
the rules kind of change, and it's weird how the rules change every time. Like probably a year ago, even 2 years ago, that is never a foul because again, he got the ball first, but
yeah.
it's the you have to consider the follow through also. I think they probably changed that in the rule book that even though you get the ball, the follow through, it's a foul and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like it comes down to a subjective view versus an objective view. Because
Mm.
again, I think the ref played it as not a foul, and the game kind of went on, but VAR intervened and said, "Hey, it's a penalty," and the ref can't really do anything. So it's a lot of learning, and I think the English refs need to learn a few things from the Spanish refs. And if you haven't seen our episode on VAR, go check it out. But we kind of go in depth on. But I don't know, just off topic for like 2 seconds. I watched the Classico yesterday, and I looked at the ref, and he had a world class display. Tackles, he was consistent, and I think we need that in the English game. The refs right now are not consistent, and it's just I don't know. But Liverpool, they're quiet. That's what happens when you have quality. And Jota, decent game, scores the winner. Liverpool hold on, and it's going to be a tough season for them to get back-to-back championships because nobody's slacking off. You have to fight for your wins these days.
That's right. Yeah, making a good call is very important, especially top level football like this. Bad call can start off a fight, and bad call can make a team lose in a second. So I think it's important that referees have the right calls for the right players. And it's a really tough decision to call nowadays because we got VAR too. So it's like you said, it's very subjective. It all comes down to who's looking at it, who's running the VAR operation, who's on the pitch for the reffing that day. So yeah, it's hard to draw the line of what is a foul, and but for me, I would say this was a pretty obvious one. I think it should have been a penalty. I mean, it shouldn't have a penalty. Shouldn't have been. But
Yeah,
like I said, it's not an easy job for reffing, So yeah.
yeah,
What are your thoughts on the foul on Liverpool? Leave comments below and let us know, guys.
yeah. Let us know. The last game we're going to talk about, since the other games haven't completed or been played yet, is Southampton versus Everton. Southampton 2, Everton 0. Thoughts?
Danny Ings, man. Danny Ings. Did he score today?
No, 2 assists though.
2 assists for Danny Ings. Ings and Charles? Carl,
Uh, Ward Prowse?
oh, the guy who played on top today.
Che Adams.
Hey Adams. They look like a good duo, dude. Ings and
Yeah, they definitely they
Adams.
do.
They've been doing well, working well to each other's. It took a little bit for them to really start to pick up, but beating Everton and Everton being on form, this is a great victory for Southampton. And I honestly thought it was going to be a Everton win, but I knew that Southampton was going to put up a good fight, knowing Southampton, and they got world-class striker Danny Ings. Danny Ings was one of I think he was like the second most goals last season,
Yeah, he was
and
tied with Aubameyang.
tied with your boy Oba. But yeah, man, I think it took me by surprise where Southampton just took this game, and they have a solid lineup. I'm impressed by Kyle Walker-Peters' performance, and Luca Digne. He got sent off by tackling Kyle Walker-Peters. I was telling Idris that was a nasty foul, and it wasn't on purpose, but if it was Zlatan, he would have done a 360 back wheel spinning kick on him, or he would have performed a triangle choke, something like that. Kyle Walker-Peters was didn't get nasty because Kyle Walker-Peters is a nice guy, and but yeah, man, I think Everton just had a shit game. They just had a shit game, and you can't win them all. So, but I think Yeah, it's really this. The thing about this season is like I don't really know what's gonna happen. Like Everton doing well suddenly, and they lose to Southampton, and Aston Villa. They have 5 game winning streak, and they just lost to Leeds, and Leeds are coming back up. Like what is happening? Liverpool and Man City. Liverpool doing well. Van Dijk injury. Man, there's a lot of things happening this season. What a crazy season. What are your thoughts on this game? Just
Southampton played incredible football. They look like prime Barcelona out there. Got the passing going, the movement, and oh my days, Danny Ings, what a striker. He looks like he's 30 something, but I think he's 28 or so. So he has some more years in him. And he is not just a world-class finisher. As we saw today, he can assist. He can take defenders on, get past them, and he's an incredible player. And Che Adams, like I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
who the
But
fuck is that guy? Who the fuck?
but he's decent. They have a great understanding in their partnership going forward, and having Ward-Prowse right behind them, they're both good in the air. And Ward-Prowse, his passing is inch perfect. And I think
Yes.
Everton they look lost today. I think Plan A didn't work, and they just didn't know what to do after that. And we can see it more and more in the game these days. Like once Plan A doesn't work, a team just kind of crumbles, and I think that's
That's a
what
good
happened to
point.
Everton. Yeah, that's what happened to Everton today. Plan A didn't work. They just kind of crumbled. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a stinker of a game. 17 touches, and I don't think he had a touch in Southampton's penalty box till the second half. For a striker on form as he is, that is shocking. And Luca Digne's red cards, I I think it's kind of harsh, because yes, he did foul him before
Yeah.
chasing him down and he's stepping on his ankle. But if you look at the replay, he kind of puts his hand up in his intention that I'm not going to foul him, and I think it's just a mix up on the feet. And
Mm.
unfortunately, that is a horrible foul. But a red card is kind of harsh, and I think a yellow might have sufficed. Like I'm glad Kyle Walker Peters is okay, but it was an accident. It wasn't really his intention, and this comes down to consistency. I was talking about like there are other players that have intentions that to do something and they get away with not even getting a card. And I think that was a little harsh on him, but that wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game. Everton didn't look like they were ever going to score. If anything, Southampton looked like they were going to score 4-5. And I think Pickford made some good saves, even though he's been kind of shaky recently. But Everton looked lost, and I think this was a down to earth test for them. This is their first loss this season, and are they going to let it affect them and they just start going on a losing run, or they pick themselves back up and continue where they left off? Because things can happen. You see, you lose one game and you just kind of capitulate. So hopefully they can keep their form going. I know Ancelotti will get into them because he's been a big coach for the past few years, and he knows like you play shit, get banged, bro. Like he's
Yeah.
coming at you. But yeah,
Yeah. Right now, like you said, Ancelotti has trust in this. Excuse me. Lineup right now: Calvert Lewin and James Rodriguez, Iwobi, Doucouré, and Alan. That's like his solid lineup right now. But like today, it showed a great example of what if the plan A doesn't work. What is he gonna do? So I'm excited to see what other plans he got in this team, this squad. I think Everton has a lot of players sitting out and injured as well. So we'll see as the season progresses. But yeah, this game is fast paced, and if you don't change and if you don't act fast enough to be ahead of changes, they will figure you out and they will dominate you. So yeah, let's see what happens.
yeah. Let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the weekend game so far? What are your thoughts on the other games that are coming up? And any closing remarks, Jim?
Oh yeah, that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you for listening, and we're only 924 subscribers away from reaching 1,000 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, And just let us know if you want to hear any other episodes or any requests will be appreciated. Yep. Thanks, guys. What about you, Idris?
No closing remarks, really. Just make sure, let us know if you have any requests, and check out our episodes. Make sure you smash that like button, and some more things. We have some things in the works coming up, so be excited.
Yeah, I know you're praying for Bamford now. Your fantasy team.
He already carrying my fantasy right now, so that's okay. But yeah, and we know this episode is a little longer, but there's a lot to go through. But thanks for sticking with us, and peace.
Peace. Come on, you Spurs.
Enchanté.